Hi there. In my experience, most of us born-again types believe we've actually been born all over again, that we've got our eternal ticket to heaven punched and locked up in the safe in heaven, as well as the one in our heart, and that we have a new way to live and to do stuff. We pretty much get that. However, we struggle to believe that we have a new passenger, a new liver, if you will, in us. Not the blood filter, not that one, but God Himself, ready and capable to live in us and through us, to show Himself to all the world. He lives in us now, for real. It's true. And we're a happy place for God to be. He's got no happier place than us. It's in us where He does His thing, where He lives out His life. He's the new liver in us. That was always His plan. Paul writes in Galatians chapter 2:20 to the hard to believe, the struggling Galatians who they were susceptible to so many lies as to why they should try to live for God and do the right stuff rather than let Him do the right stuff in them. He writes this: I've been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. That's massive. I've been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. That's a big deal. Then he writes, the life I now live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave Himself for me. Whew, big stuff. The good news is that He is good at everything. We just want to find out. It's like we want to go on a kind of an inner hunt to see how good He is, to find Him and how capable He is. And the good news is that we've got at least a little time to figure it out, to do that. That is both the miracle and the wonder of Christianity. In other words, God, how good are you at living? Are you good at this? What are you like when the pressure's on? How will you behave? Are you trustworthy in me? That's the big one. When bad stuff happens, what will you do? What about when I cause it? Are you trustworthy in me? Big questions. Well, we pretty much know that the answer has to be good, and that the answer to the question, are you trustworthy in me, has to be yes. Still, we're challenged by fears that whisper and sometimes shout at us, no, He's not trustworthy in me. Oh, I get that one sometimes. So I'm going to fake it. I'm going to fake it, make it look like I'm doing just fine instead. Because if I don't do that, I'm going to be embarrassed. And I don't want that. Those are some of the questions that can plague us. Fortunately, the Holy Spirit is really good at this with us, and He has a long time relationship with fear, of throwing it out by proving that it is a liar, that it never does anything except enslave people, to make them, to incarcerate them, to take their freedom from them. It never frees. Christ is the hope of freedom because He comes and lives in us. He's the liver now, and He's free of every fear, you must know. So He lives His life out with us, in us, and then He's on display with everyone around us. And since we're God's workmanship from the inside, not just to begin with, but at every moment, fun or not, good or bad, there is no hurry. He is not in a rush. Aren't you glad? He's not looking at you every day with a stopwatch. Move it, Harris. Come on. He's not doing that. He's in here, content and happy, not in a hurry, and He's really good with where He is, in me and in you. He knows all about this. So, the rest of our days, we'll be learning to know and enjoy and trust Him on our particular ride in us, however it goes, up, down, crazy road, or peaceful. And we'll be learning to encourage others to the same thing, trusting Him in them. He is the one who is constant. He is the one who's the perfect navigator. He's the one who is stable and able and perfect with us in everything. It's Him. He is our perfect passenger, and He knows how to live. See you later.